Now this next lap ended up being our fastest lap of the race, so I'm just going to run you through a lap of Snetterton in the Mazda 2. So as we come thundering up then to the first corner, we're in 4th gear now, but at the 100 meter board then we're going to shove it down into 3rd gear so we can allow to use all the power to guide us around this big right-hander. Now we could have kept it in 4th, but I felt like it was a lot slower to keep it in 4th than it was in 3rd. Coming up to turn number 2, look for the 100 meter board, slam on the brakes into 2nd gear, and we want to try and run the car out wide to use all the curb on the left hand side. Like I said in qualifying, there's no sensors there, so I want to try and use as much of that curb as I can. Turn number 3 then, we're a lot more brave now, just a little dab of the brakes to turn it in, and a slight lift off then mid corner just to try and rotate the car, as I felt like I was running a little bit wide, but we use all the curb then on the right as these A-class cars start getting past us. Coming up to the 2nd hairpin, once again looking for that 100 meter board, slam it down into 2nd gear as we catch up to this Mini Cooper ahead of us, use the apex and run all the way to the outside of the curb once again. Use this Mini for a bit of a slipstream then, as it's going to be a slight lift into this left-hander, try to get as close as we can to that tyre barrier, and we come into the corner then, we messed up in qualifying, but we're going to go down into 2nd, actually heel onto this time, and get to the apex, as that's going to set us up very nicely for this back straight, as the next right-hander coming onto the back straight is completely flat in the Mazda 2. Try and use the curb a little bit, you don't want to use too much as it upsets the car too much, and you don't want to go all the way to the outside of that curb, as that's where some sensors are, and we don't want to trigger the track limit sensors. But down this back straight then is an absolute killer for this Mazda 2. It takes for ages, it feels like you're on here for about an hour, but finally we come up to the bridge and look for the 100 meter board, shove it into 3rd, but then try and half throttle it around at half the corner, because it's going to be a very slow right-hander just after that left. So into 3rd, slowly around that corner and shove it into 2nd for the right-hander. Coming through Bommel then, it's completely flat. Use that little dip then as the car bottoms out and come into the final 2 corners. Now I'm going to keep this flat until after the curbing, as you'll see. So we're about halfway around the corner now. We see the curb, keep it flat and then start lifting off, as this is where the car is going to start to unsettle itself. Down into 2nd for the final corner, throw the car in, get it on 3 wheels, use all the track on the right hand side as much as you can, and that is a lap of Snetterton in a Mazda 2 as we slowly once again get to the start finish line to do that in a 2:32.